tell you this is some bullshit? This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit.
These niggas gave up on me. They gave up on me.
Hold on a minute, player.
You were the only one that was nearly as strong as me.
Buddy, you think you look strong? You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff.
Oh, no.
I'm the upgrade.
Greetings everyone, Linyin here. If you made it this far into the video, I'm here to announce that the Geo video will officially be in the works by me, Clara, and possibly one more other person at some point after Chiori releases. Speaking of which, I'm glad that Itto and Albedo both got their deserved reruns this patch. Although for Itto's case, even though he is still pretty good, Navia is so much better since she is more comfortable and easier to use. She also ain't as restricted to a full Geo team like Itto, since her kit allows her to be used in multiple teams and make the best use out of all the Geo characters of their crystallized reaction. Also, congrats to the Albedo mains for finally having a 5-star weapon that he can actually use, since his free-to-play event weapon at this point is never coming back, unless they finally come out with a way to add old events for newer Genshin players that have missed out, which I know is something they can actually do, since our game Honkai Star Rail literally has it. By the way, if you start right now till the end of version 2.1, you can get a limited 5-star character named Dr. Ratio for free, who is a surprisingly strong single-target character who is a great option to help new players get started, and even for veterans to expand their team comps for certain situations. Now is also the perfect time to start, since Star Rail recently came out with a game-changing 5-star quantum support named Sparkle, who gives your team 2 extra skill points while boosting everyone's damage through her talent, and Ultimate, which increases the damage boosted from her passive while recovering 4 skill points. Another main part about her kit is that her skill boosts your DPS's crit damage while advancing them forward by 50%. She is perfect for characters like Donhung Imbibitor Lune, who uses around 3 of the team's skill points, Zila, who seemed like a replacement for Bronya since she fits a lot better for the full quantum team, and Sparkle even enables Ching Chue to gamble her skill points away to her heart's content. Looks like Sean was actually right about this.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Also, Raiden Acheron, who is coming out in the first phase from what I know so far, will most likely be OP. So if I were y'all, I would save my extra pulls for her after Sparkle, cause General Jing Yuan, who is currently having his rerun, although he's actually decent if you know how to play around his frustrating playstyle, honestly ain't worth using your Stellar Jades on, since there are a lot of better DPS who came after his first banner when the game first came out that outperform him. No disrespect towards you if you're watching this, Jing Yuan. I actually had the pleasure of meeting him in person as I came by with my friends to spar with Yan Qing as Jing Yuan was training him in Dragon Prayer Terrace a month ago. If y'all want to hear the full story, click on the top right icon. One bad thing about Acheron's banner phase, if you never pulled on this character's first banner, which I understand wasn't a good time since she was in between 2 OP DPS characters, is that she will most likely be next to Fu Xuan, who is a really valuable tank to have with the reliable damage mitigation she provides while boosting everyone's crit rate. Anyways, back to the main topic of this video. I unfortunately got some bad news on Chiori. Although she may be an upgraded version of Albedo, but has a lower defense scaling on her skill since her puppet triggers automatically like Furina and Fischl, and she can also make good use of her burst compared to Albedo, and also due to the fact that her and Carrara have a nice interaction. It doesn't change the fact that Geo still has the worst reaction in the game that only one character can make actual good use of. If I were y'all, the obvious smart thing to do would be to skip the first phase and go straight for Neuvilette and Kazuha since they are both god-tier characters. With how busted Neuvilette is, you would think he's the real Hydro Archon. M. Tasht even quoted that he essentially power-crept all DPS in the game. since he can be used in so many different team comps. Also, another thing I still find crazy to this day is that he can even solo the Spiral Abyss. Like, bro, that would literally be impossible to do in Star Rail, since you actually need a full team comp for a lot of situations in Memory of Chaos. This just shows how easy Genshin Spiral Abyss truly is majority of the time. Also, Kazuha is one of the most valuable supports in the game, since he can boost your damage by stacking as much elemental mastery as possible on him, and reduce enemies' resistance to the swirled element with the Viridescent Venerer set. Also, another thing to note is that Arlecchino will be coming in 4.6, so if you're new to the game, I would advise saving for her as well. As much as it pains me to say this, she might actually have the potential to rival Hu Tao as the best Pyro DPS. That's all I can say for now, till we see how her actual kit will be in-game. Anyways, what I can say about the Chronicle banner is that it seems nice for people that missed out on certain characters. Hunter's Path and Beacon of the Reed Sea are finally back as well. But at the same time, it's pretty much a bait banner in a way. Also, one thing I don't get is why it's so much easier to get weapons, which I understand most of the standard ones besides a few ain't that good. For only one fate point, by the way. But the rigged fucking weapon banner that's an even bigger scam still requires 2 to guarantee the weapon you want. And don't get me started on when Kokomi's Neverlasting Donut, which is the worst part about her banner, appears. You better off using a 3-star weapon like Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers on her. The weapon banner Genshin truly needs is the one Star Rail has. Don't get me wrong, there have been some pretty good banners with the one Genshin currently has, like the one with Hu Tao and Yelan's rerun last year when Sean got both Aqua Simulacra and his second Staff of Homa for Zhongli on the same 10 pull in one attempt. But most of the time, you get a mid-weapon that only works on specific characters like Chiori and Itto's, for example, with both are only good for 2 of the characters that scale with defense. Also, Star Rail Light Cone banners only have a 75% chance of winning. And like the character banners, the next 5-star Light Cone is guaranteed if you miss. Plus, the pity actually carries over to the next banner. One last thing is that most of the other quality of life changes besides the one with the talents without having to select one of the abilities to see the required materials ain't really that helpful. Also, we of course get another sponsored outfit that will never be a skin in the game. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content from Sean in the future. Good luck on whoever you decide to pull for in 4.5.